guys, it's the local sea witch, and sorry about the bad lighting, and if you hear that sound, I live right next to a highway, so yeah, I'm sorry. Well, okay, so also the reason why I'm outside, I'm a closeted witch, so I'm filming not home alone, so I told my family I'm filming, and yeah. So today I'm going to be opening a discussion on the path of being a sea witch. So I've been thinking about it a lot, like a lot of people explain their path, and I'm going to share what being a sea witch is. You don't really become a sea witch. Anyone can be a sea witch. It's not like a specific way that you have to be initiated. Like, anyone can be a sea witch. So I'm just going to preface that anyone can be a sea witch, just like anyone can be a green witch, anyone can be an eclectic, anyone can be a cosmic. Anyone can be a sea witch. So I'm going to tell you what a sea witch is. A sea witch is a person that is deeply connected to the ocean or any body of water, such as a lake, rivers, inland seas, things like that. For me personally, I'm more connected to the sea in general. Like, I'm not like certain sea witches I know are connected mostly to I don't know, the Black Sea or the Mediterranean Sea or a sea that's in Florida, whichever. I'm just connected to all the ocean, not necessarily a specific body of water. Okay, so now that we've moved on from what a sea witch is, now we can get started on what my path consists of. So I take inspiration from other paths, other witches, other ancient practices, things like that. I just take inspiration from other little things, and I put a sea witch spin on it. For example, I use seawater instead of just regular water, Florida water. I actually want to get my hands in Florida water, but it's just kind of difficult right now. And I use sand, I use seashells for different spells. I crush seashells and put them in my candle magic. I somehow implement the sea in my practice as best as I can. For example, I also celebrate the Sabbats, the Wiccan Sabbats. I'm not a Wiccan. I'm actually a sect of Judaism. That's what I practice. I believe in the Judean God. But I also do witchcraft because it's a lifestyle choice, not necessarily a religion. I'm not a Wiccan, but I still like to celebrate the solstices because I feel like I should. So I do. Also, with sea witchcraft, there's a lot of divination. I can be considered a divination witch on top of a sea witch, but it's just a lot easier for me to just say I'm a sea witch and leave it at that, because with sea witchcraft comes divination, comes with having to know the moon, reading the moon, reading the tides. I have a tide app on my phone, so I'm able to know if it's high tide, low tide, things like that. So along with sea witchcraft comes with the moon. The moon is heavily influenced within the ocean, within the tides, within that. It's a huge cosmic body that has to do with water. Just like the sea, which is heavy on emotion, so is the moon. So I use the moon in my practice a lot. If I'm doing a particular spell, I will look up what moon phase it is at this moment, and I will try and time that spell to be on that moon phase so I can see better results in my spell or have higher potency in my spell. For example, I do use the new moon, which is whenever it's the dark moon. I know other witches say the new moon is the crescent. I say the new moon is the dark moon. So I do use the dark moon. I use the full moon as well. And all the moon phases have different meanings and also can heavily influence how your spell is going to play out. And if, for me, since I use the moon in my magic a lot, I will use the waxing moons for things I want to grow. The waxing moon is when the moon's growing, so I see it as, why wouldn't I be using it for what I want to grow, such as a prosperity spell, money spell, things like that. If I'm trying to find a new job, I will use the waxing moon to help me with that spell. If I'm trying to do a banishment, if I'm trying to do a binding spell, things like that, I will use the waning moon. I want something away from me, so I'm going to do it during a waning moon. And a full moon is pretty much, you can do it for anything, because it is the peak. It is the peak of the moon phases. It is the highest, most potent moon phase. So pretty much the moon can be used for anything. And the dark moon, I know I've seen on YouTube and other platforms that some witches don't use the dark moon. I use the dark moon. I feel like it's really good for banishment spells, and I don't mean banishment spells by banishing a person or things like that. I have delved into that, but I mostly mean by banishing, depression, anxiety, or at least alleviating it, because I'm a huge believer in, yes, we can control of our own minds and our own mental health, but also seek help if you need it. So yes, that's what I mainly use the dark moon for, and that's what I believe the dark moon can be used for. So yes, along with sea witchcraft comes divination, comes moon magic, tea magic, pretty much anything that has to do with the water element. That's what it would come with. And that's pretty much sea witchcraft and its most basic form. Just implementing the sea as much as you can, as best as you can in your practice is really good. And the lighting, the sun came out, whoop-de-doo. Terrible lighting, terrible. Jeez. But also, if you're new, this is literally my second video, but if you found me through the YouTube algorithm and you have questions, you can put them in the comments. I am willing to answer any of your questions. If I missed anything, because I'm just doing this off the top of my head, if I missed anything and you have any questions, you can ask them. I'll answer. I have no problem with answering. And don't forget to like, and if you want to subscribe, you can. Just so you can be updated on what I have to say weekly. So yeah, subscribe if you want to. Alright, so I'm gonna end this right here. You guys have a good day and blessed be.